Hi, welcome. My name is Rusty WInkstern with Monument Cafe in Georgetown, Texas. And today we're making a Texas classic of chicken fried steak. We're going to start with a tenderized round steak. You can buy round steak at your local supermarket. Just tenderize it with a meat tenderizer. It breaks down a lot of the veins in there and gets a little bit tender. For our base batter, we're going to start with 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a ½ teaspoon of sugar. Sugar is kind of a natural flavor enhancer, so I like to throw it in with our chicken fried steak just to bring out a little bit of the flavor to it. I just stir it out, mix it well. So I'm going to take half of my flour mixture, put it in here. I just like to do this to keep big clumps of flour from sticking onto the product I'm battering. Works great with chicken fried steak as well. So I have 2 eggs broken in here, and I'm adding 1 cup of buttermilk. I'll go ahead and mix this up again. We're about ready to start cooking our chicken fried steak, so I'm going to turn on the fire underneath here. Got a ½ cup of canola oil going into the fry pan. We'll give that just a minute to heat up while we bread our chicken fried steak. Like I said, I like to start with a dry, wet, dry process. So I'll take our chicken fried steak, coat it lightly into the egg and buttermilk mixture, and then back into the flour mixture. You don't really have to press it in, you want a light batter on it. And we'll just continue with the next 3 pieces. This recipe feeds 4. You can up the portions on the meat if you want. You have plenty of flour and batter. We do a 4 and an 8 ounce portion here at the cafe. So we're doing our lunch portions today. Got just a couple more to go, and then we'll get them into the fry pan. We're just going to take our chicken fried steak and tongs. Watch, if your oil's a little hot, you might get a little splatter off it, so just be careful. And gently lay them into the oil mixture. A nice little sizzle going there. And this pan will fit all 4. They'll be a little tight to begin with, but as they cook, they tend to shrink a little bit, and you have plenty of space. These chicken fried steaks will cook for about 3.5 minutes each side. I prefer mine just a little bit pink in the center, but depending on your preference, we'll adjust the cooking time for that. Got about 3.5 minutes on this one side. As you can see, the juices from the steak are coming up, so we're just going to do a quick flip on them, and we'll get the next side done, and then we'll be able to take the drippings that are in here and make our gravy. We're ready to pull the chicken fried steaks out of the frying pan. Place them on your serving platter. And now we're ready to make the gravy. So we've got some of the drippings left in here, about 3 tablespoons or so in the bowl. In the fry pan, we're going to discard the rest. We'll put the rest back on the fire, and we leave all those brown bits of goodness in there to make our gravy. I've got 3 tablespoons of reserved flour from our breading process, and we're going to put them in the pan. And with our whisk, we're going to kind of make a roux out of it, getting all the brown bits up. This flour mixture will actually thicken our milk. 2 cups of milk we're about ready to put in to make our gravy for our chicken fried steaks. So we've got all the brown bits up and off the bottom. We're going to add 2 cups of milk. We're going to stir this in, incorporating the flour into our milk. As it gets mixed in, then you can increase the heat just a little bit. You don't want it to burn. It'll thicken as it cooks here. So if you want a little thicker gravy than what we've got, just let it sit here and simmer, and it'll thicken up as it cooks here. We've got a good, nice texture on this. We'll just take our nice thick gravy with all our brown bits of goodness in there and ladle across the chicken fried steak. If you find yourself having extra gravy, you can always serve some on the side or use it for biscuits and gravy in the morning. And that's the Monument Cafe chicken fried steak.